Yajo, hello, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time, I appreciate you being here. My name is Bao. I started this channel to share my life and experience being Hmong, Christian, and divorced. Picking up on my last episode, I want to talk just a little bit on an area that I guess doesn't really get talked much about. I kind of thought that it would be common sense, but maybe it's not so much because it's not brought up a lot. So, what I want to say is if you have a particular sibling that you favor, or maybe even a sibling that loves you more than the rest, and you're really tight and you have a really strong bond, they cater to your needs, and whatever you want, they do it for you. It's good to have that kind of bond between siblings, someone that could drop everything that they're doing so that your needs can be met. But when your sibling grows up and they decide that they want to get married and, join someone else for life, it doesn't alter your relationship with your sibling. It doesn't decrease your value in their eyes. You are still very important to them, just as they are important to you. And it doesn't mean that you're now less because they have someone new in their life um, that they're focusing their time on. Now, it does require you, when they make that decision, to grow up and to realize that, hey, you know what? I love my brother, and this individual seems to be making him very happy. I'm just going to totally support that, and I'm going to get to know this person and offer, my own efforts to see how I can go about making their transition smooth and a good one, right? And that they're happy joining in this life with my brother, because I'm certainly not going to grow old with him. And so I'm going to just love on this sister in law or brother in law, um, and make sure that they are in it for the long haul to take care of my sibling, and everyone's going to be happy, right? So that's what I thought. That would have been me, Unfortunately, not unfortunately, yeah, unfortunately, I married first, so I didn't get to see any of my brothers get married. I wasn't able to attend their weddings because, going back to my life, we just couldn't afford the trips. And so I missed out on that, but I was really happy when I heard about it. And I just wish that I could have been there because they were all there for the day I got married. And so, yeah. So if you are that sibling and you have a very beloved sibling, then please keep in mind that once they decide to get married and bring someone new into their life, it doesn't mean that you're lesser. It just means that they now want to move on to the next stage of their life and grow. And if you love them, you need to grow with them, and you need to share in their happiness, and you need to be a supporter in that. Because when you don't, and you choose to wedge yourself in between that very tentative beginning bond between your sibling and their spouse, if there is any root of mistrust, distrust, disagreements, and unhappiness, and anything that's negative, that starts building up between them because you made a decision to not grow up and wedge yourself in between there, it's going to be all on you. It's all on you. And you should take that responsibility um, for being in any part, in any way, a part of their destruction and the dissolvement of their union. And so I don't want anyone to be that person. I don't want anyone to think that that is something that is within their right to do, because it's no longer your right. That's not your place. And so the only place you have once your sibling takes a wife or a husband is to just love on them and support them, because you want your sibling to be cared for the rest of their life, right? And that's what it's all about. And so unless you intend to be there to bathe them in their old age and when they're sick and dying, then okay, let it be known early on so that this individual that they try to bring in could make a sober decision and be like, hey, I'm out, thanks. um, so yeah, I want to say that I hold no ill will toward any of these individuals. I don't even have ill will toward the ex, but I'm talking about them because they each of these individuals had a direct impact, a direct participation in the dissolvement of my union. And so I have to bring them in, okay? I don't have any ill will toward them. I have already done what I had intended to do, which was divorce and cut ties and remove myself from that environment. And so I, I, I have no ill will toward them, but I'm mentioning them because they had a hand in it, okay? Um, but I don't want anyone to think out there that in our culture they like to say, "Oh, I'm opening their egg," and which is a way of saying, "Oh, I'm letting the skeletons out of the closet," or, I'm slandering them. No, I'm not. This is what happened to me, and uh, I'm just telling it as it is. And so there are witnesses, and it was just a really long time ago, but that's all I want to say on the sibling part. You are still very important to your sibling, and um, there will come a time when you also want to marry, and what then, right? Because you don't want to leave a path of destruction for your siblings' marriages, and then you, at the very last, go and get married, and then you leave. And once you leave, you've already left this field of hurt and pain and ugliness in your wake. Is that the kind of reputation you want to leave? Is that the legacy that you want to leave with these people as you go out and make your own life with a new family? So think about things like that, because when you hurt someone, those memories stay for a very long time. They don't forget them. I don't forget them. I have forgiven, but sorry, we're all human, and forgetting is hard to do. And so just always think before you act, and really just thoroughly, talk to someone else that is smarter or has more life experience. And a lot of times, your opinion should be kept to yourself, especially when it's just based off of feelings and it's not helpful, it's not motivational, it's not encouraging, it's not uplifting. These days there are free books on all sorts of self helps and um, well being, wellness, mental wellness, emotional wellness that I could have used 20 years ago, but all of this suddenly like burst into existence after I divorced. And I was like, oh wow, I can relate to that. So yeah, that's what I wanted to touch on. And I'm going to take a short break and we will come back and go over something that's kind of pretty big and a life changer in my story. So I hope I'll see you back. Thank you.